We have two types of arrangement. One is ascending order or in descending order. Ascending order keep on increasing level, descending order in decreasing level. We have to traverse a complete array. After traversing the complete array, we have to find the next minimum. What is my next minimum value? 22 is my next minimum value. Once we got the minimum value, swap the minimum value with the location. With what location? 0th location. That is 0th index of your array. Hello everyone. I welcome you all for the second session of second unit B.Ca Data Structure subject. Myself, Induje, Faculty of Computer Science Department, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. As we have discussed in the first session, what are the three different operations on the array, in today's session we'll continue the same operation on array with some other operations. In the last class we have discussed traversing, insertion and deletion. In today's class, we are going to discuss sorting. What is sorting? Sorting, arranging the elements in particular manner, right? What is sorting? Arranging anything is called as sorting. Here, with respect to an array, arranging the element in particular manner. We have two types of arrangement. One is ascending order or in descending order. Ascending order keep on increasing level, descending order in decreasing level. That's how we are going to do the sorting. We have 5 different techniques to do the sorting. These are all the 5 different techniques what we have. Let us have a definition for sorting. Sorting is a process of arranging a set of elements in a specific order, that is in the ascending order or in the descending order. There are different sorting techniques available in order to sort the elements of the array. What all the different sorting techniques we have? Selection sort, bubble sort, merge sort, insertion sort and quick sort. In this today's session, we are going to discuss selection sort as well as a bubble sort. How we are sorting the elements using the technique called selection sort and the technique called bubble sort. Let us start with the selection sort. What is a selection sort? As the name itself indicates, it selects the minimum element in the array and that minimum element is replaced with the first index, that is with your 0th index. So that is called as selection sorting. Selecting the minimum value of the element, then put that element to the 0th index. This here in this technique what we have to do, we have to traverse a complete array. Once after traversing, you have to find the minimum elements. When you have find the minimum element, put it in the 0th position. After putting that into the 0th position, again you have to traverse the complete array in order to search for next minimum value. That's what we are going to do this. It is a simple sorting technique, right? Very simple. Find very smallest element and put it in the first position. This algorithm will first find out the smallest element in the given array and swap it with the element present in the first position, where it will be swapped to the first position of the array. Then it will be find the second smallest element of the array and swap it with the second position of the array, right? Similarly, it has to traverse array. How many number of times we have to traverse the array? N plus 1 time we have to traverse the array. This is called selection sort because it is repeatedly selects the smallest element and swap it with the right position or the right index value. That's why it is called as selection sort. Next, how to do the selection sort? Considering an example, here how many elements you have? Have n value is equal to 5 with the index 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. With the index value 4, n value is equal to 5. What we have to do in the first pass? In the first pass, what I have to do? Traverse the array. At the position 4, I am finding the smallest element. Thus, the smallest element has to be swapped, right, with the 0th index. That's what they are doing. Swap 11 and 24 with the 0th index to the 4th index, right? Next, After the first pass, what we have to do? These are all the elements of the array. Now, after swapping the smallest element, then again it has to traverse through the array and we have to find the next minimum value. Which is the next minimum value? 12 is our next minimum value. So 12 has to be swapped with what? The second position of the array. So 12 and 25 will be swapped. Right? 12 and 25 will be swapped. Done with the two things or two elements. Now we are moving to the pass 3. Now again we have to traverse a complete array. After traversing the complete array, we have to find the next minimum. What is my next minimum value? 22 is my next minimum value. This value has to be swapped with the next third index position. So this after swapping, 22 will become at the index 2 and 25 will be become at the index 3. Now we have done with 1, 2, 3. 3 elements swapping, left with another 2 elements swapping. What we have to do in the pass 4? What we have to do again? We have to traverse. Again we have to traverse in the pass 4. Check the elements, which is my minimum element. 25 is my minimum element and that has to be swapped. Do we have to swap here? It's because it's already in the position 3. We need not to swap. We'll keep the array as it is. Okay. We have traversed so far only 4 elements. What is my n value? N value is 5 elements. So we have to go for one more pass. That is 5th pass. Again we have to traverse the complete array. Once we have traversed the complete array, we are not finding any minimum element because all the elements are sorted, right? So 11 is less than 12, 12 is less than 22, 22 is less than 25, 25 is less than 64. So is already sorted. After the 5th pass, it will say that the element of the array is in sorted order. Let us see the algorithm how we can do this. The step 1 algorithm to sort the element using the selection sort. For any algorithm, step 1 is stat. Once we have done with, we have to set the minimum to the location is 0. What is my minimum value? Minimum value is set to the 0. The search minimum element in the list. After setting the minimum as 0, we have to start traversing the array for searching the minimum value. That is step 3. Once we got the minimum value, swap the minimum value with the location. With what location? 0th location. That is 0th index of your array. Then increment the minimum. Now minimum value was 0. Now 0 will be incremented by 1 and minimum value will become as 1. Right. So incremented the index value. Incrementing the index value from 0 to 1 to store the next minimum value. Repeat the step until the list is sorted. Then stop is a last point of your algorithm. Once we have done with complete list, once we have traversed all the elements of the list, we have to stop the iteration. So this is the algorithm for sorting element using the selection sort. Let us see the code, how we can write the selection sort using a C language. So this all you know, stdio, conio, void main, right? Why we use that, everything you know. What all the variables we are supposed to declare? We have to have one array. We have to have a length of the array, I and j for initializing the for loop. Minimum is a variable which is initialized to 0 according to our algorithm, which is a 0th location of the array. Then temp, why we are using a one temporary variable to swap from particular position to the minimum value. That is a temporary variable. Then enter the number of the elements. How many numbers we have took? We have took n value as 5. Then enter the 5 elements of the array in a particular manner. 10, 30, 40, 20 and 50. Say this is the elements of the array, consider. And here what have to check? Have to check for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. What we are doing? We are checking whether the element is present in array or not. Yes, it is present. Then what we have to check? We have to check minimum is equal to I. Why I? I have told initialize the minimum to the 0 because I value is 0. So what we are assigning? Assigning the minimum value as I, that in turn replicates that minimum value is equal to 0 because I is initialized to 0, right? For j, I am taking one more for loop. J of I plus 1. What is j of I plus 1? The next element is less than j of n. J is less than n. What is my I plus 1? 1 is less than 5. Then what I have to do? I have to increment the jth value. This is a pointer used to point the particular location. This is a jth value. So increment the jth value. If E of j is less than E of minimum. So what is my array? This is my array. What I have? 10, 30, 20, 50 and 60. If this is my array, what I have to check? I have to check E of j. What is my E of j value? E of 1 is less than E of 0. Yes, E of 1 is less than 0. What is E of 1 value? 30 is less than E of 10. No, condition false. So keep a 10 as it is in the position 0. If minimum is equal to j. If this condition is false, we are not executing this particular statement. Then what we have to do? We have to keep the element as it is. We are not doing the sorting also if this condition is false. Let us see next what I have to do. We have to check A of increment the value of j, that is 2 is less than, what is E of increment the value of minimum, that is E of 1. What is now? Now I have to check what is E of 2 is 20 is less than E of 1. What is E of 1? That is 30. Condition true, right? Condition true. What we have to do once condition is true? Then set the minimum value. What is my minimum value is equal to E of j, that is true. And then swap the variable. Temp is equal to, what is E of I? E of I, that is E of 1, that is 30. Now E of I is equal to E of j. What is E of j? E of I is equal to 20, right? Then E of j is equal to 30. We swap the element from 20 to 30. Now what will be the iteration? 10 will be as it is, 20 will be at A of jth position and 30 will be at E of ith position, 50 and 60, right? So this how we are going to sort the element of the array using the selection sort. After sorting, we have to print the element of array as 10, 20, 30, 50 and 60. So that will be done by using the printf statement within the for loop, and we are coming out of the main function. This is what we are doing using the selection sort. A simple concept: select the minimum value, swap that minimum value with the 0th index of the array, then traverse the array, select the next minimum value, swap with the next index value, increment the minimum value each time when we are swapping. That's clear? Fine. That is what all about the selection sort algorithm. Next, another type of sort what we have is bubble sort. What is a bubble sort? This is a simple and easiest sorting technique. In this, what we are comparing two consecutive elements, and if the first element is greater than the second element, swap the element. Very simple, right? There we are traversing the complete array. Instead of traversing a complete array, we are comparing two consecutive elements of the array. If the first element is greater than the second element, swap those elements. Then again the same element has to be compared with the next index value element. Then if both are, means second element is greater than the third element, then swap. Simple technique, right? In this technique, the two successive elements of the array, say A, are exchanged whenever A of I is greater than A of I plus 1. A of I, that is 20 and 30, 0, 1. Okay, so consider the three elements here. Compare these two elements. Yes, A of I is greater than A of I plus 1. Then swap. Very simple, right? So consider one more example. Here I have 20, 30, 40 and 10. So now I have to do what? Compare these two elements. A of I is greater than I of I plus 1. No, keep it as it is. Then 20 and 30. And 30 will be compared with the 40. A of I is greater than I plus 1. No, keep it as it is, 40. Then compare this with 10. 40 is greater than 10. Yes, 40 is greater than 10. What we have to do? We have to keep all the three elements as it is and we have to swap 40 and 10. Done. Right. Again, we have to start comparing these two and these two. Now, after comparing, 20 will be there, 10 and 30 will be swapped and you are getting what? This. In the fourth pass, what we have to do? I have to swap these two elements, 10, 20, 30 and 40. So, this would be your array after sorting. That's what we are doing. If A of I, the first element is greater than the second element, swap the element. A is the array name, I and I plus are the successive elements of an array. So here they have taken the example 6, 3, 0 and 5. How many elements are there? 4 elements are there. So what they have done? Here you can see what all the elements of the array. Element of the array is 40, 50, 30, 20 and 10, right? So now what we have to do? This is a given array. First compare these two elements. We are comparing 40 and 50. No changes. We are not doing any changes because 40 is less than 50. A of I is less than A of I plus 1. So keep the 40 and 50 as it is, right? Then what I have to do? I have to compare 50 with 30, right? 50 with 30. A of I is greater than I plus 1. Then what I have to do? I have to swap those two elements, right? Now compare 50 with 20. What I have to do? 40, 30. Then swap those two elements, 20, 50 and 10. Compare these two elements 50 with 10. What we are supposed to get? 40, 30, 20, 10 and 50. So now you can see the largest element which is there, that will be put it in the last indexed value. So that one element is sorted. That is what we are doing. 50 sinks to the bottom after the first pass. This complete thing is a first pass. Similarly, how many passes we have? We have 4 passes, the same kind of passes to sort the element from 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. After the 4 pass, we'll get the sorted element. Let us see the program for this, how we are sorting the element using the bubble sort. So this much is very common. Enter the element, n value is equal to 4, where we have given some elements within the array using the scanf statement. Then for loop, what we are using, the for loop, initialize the I value is equal to 1 and j value is equal to 0. After j value is initialized to 0, what we have to do? N minus I. What is n value? N value is 4. How many iterations we have to do? We have to do 4 minus 1. That is 3 iterations we have to do. Next, if A of j, it means A of first element is greater than or equal to A of j plus 1, then what we are doing? We are swapping the elements using the temporary variables. It's very simple. How many times we have to swap? We have to swap 3 times. It depends on n minus I value. How many times we have to swap is depends on n minus I value. After swapping, printing the element of the array. How to print? With the help of the for loop, we are calling the printf statement to print the element of the array after sorting. Hope all of you clear how the bubble sort and the selection sort work. In the selection sort, we have to traverse each time the complete element of the array. Where array size is very large, it is difficult to implement the selection sort. When it comes to the bubble sort, each consecutive elements of the array will be compared. If the first element is greater than the second element, we'll swap the element in the bubble sort. Both selection sort and the bubble sort have not much efficiency when the array size is larger. It works well when the array size is smaller. Okay, this is all about selection sort and the bubble sort techniques of sorting the elements in the array. Thank you.